Hi, my name is GoldBR and let's start with Master Chief Collection.
This iconic release includes 6 games built for PC and collected in a single integrated experience. Whether you are a longtime fan or meeting Spartans for the first time, the Master Chief Collection is the place for you to start or to continue your Halo gaming experience. People on Steam are affirming that this is the best way to play Halo nowadays. If you want the best quality Halo experience, play this version over Halo Infinite. The latter is free, but as for now it has a bit too many problems. Although updates are constant and it may become a serious game after all in the future. Like, you can still become an outstanding penis doctor if you try your best. Well, probably not, but don't lose your hope. So the Master Chief Collection will give you the best experience possible. The games are action infused, but the franchise also has a large storyline and are among the best story-heavy FPS games ever released. Manor Lords. I remember when I saw the Manor Lords gameplay trailer for the first time and I learned the fact that it was developed by one man, I was really skeptical. You know, how can an indie game created by one dude look better than Age of Empires 4? It seemed absolutely impossible and reeked of scam. But I was obviously wrong. Also, I'm sure that he got some help after he coined a publisher, which is Hooded Horse, one of the coolest publishers around. So Manor Lords is a wonderful city builder with elements of war. The visuals of the game are great, especially when you zoom in and see all that beautiful grass, all that beautiful graphic cards melting grass. Yeah, my PC froze a few times while I was playing a demo on ultra graphics. Also, I was recording a video in 4K at the same time, so it may have something to do with that as well. The goal of the game is to build a fully functioning medieval city. You start by building a hunting lodge, wood-cutting structures, peasant huts, all that necessary trifle, and you end up with a huge prosperous city of called Beristan. I especially like that you can build lots and fields in almost any shape you want, and then your builders and algorithm will do the rest. Also, a cool feature is that you can regrow your forest. You have a special forester building where you can assign your workers and they start reforestation. Anyway, this is a wonderful RTS game. I can recommend it without a doubt. Sunset Overdrive. Here the Sunset City is under siege. A contaminated energy drink somehow has transformed most of the population into toxic mutants. For many it's the end of the world, but for you it's a dream come true. Your old boss? Dead. Your boring job? Gone. Yeah, sounds like a wet dream of every office worker. Although my advice would be to search for not boring job with a nice boss. I know, it's easier to tame a unicorn than that. Hell, what I'm talking about, it's easier to find a League of Legends match with non-toxic randoms. Anyway, here you'll transform the open world around you into your tactical playground by grinding, vaulting and wall running across the city while using devastating, unconventional arsenal. The game presents itself as an open world with no rules. Run along walls, leap off buildings and grind power lines and rails to destroy your foes from every angle. Review score is around 90%, so if you like what you see, you know what to do. Citizen Sleeper. This is a serious game for serious people and it has above 90% of positive reviews, meaning that this is a great game no matter how you look at it. Citizen Sleeper is a narrative RPG which takes you on Erlin's Eye, a ruined space station that is home to thousands of people trying to survive on the edges of an interstellar capitalist society. You are a sleeper, a digitized human consciousness in an artificial body, owned by a corporation that wants you back. So literally, someone owns your ass and the rest of you, and amongst the unfamiliar and colorful inhabitants of the Eye, you need to build friendships, earn your keep, and navigate the factions of the strange metropolis if you hope to survive. Game is text-based, with multiple endings, beautiful drawings, and sci-fi cyberpunk atmosphere. It's like a great book where you can actually tell the hero what he must do. State of Decay Juggernaut Edition. This is an open-world survival game set just after the zombie apocalypse. Your small community of survivors seeks to rebuild a corner of civilization and you get to make all the decisions about how that happens. So, knowing you, humanity is doomed, and it's all your fault. For those who are concerned, this is a single-player game with an option to play co-op. So, this is not some MMO or online shooter battle royale with zombies, no, this is a serious game with base building, RPG mechanics, and permanent death. Yeah, that doesn't sound cool, but believe Believe me, it is very good for immersion. You won't be jogging around with your PP out swinging left and right, you be careful and take the game seriously instead. You will decide who to recruit to your team, where to settle your community, how to fortify and upgrade your base. You will select which survivor to bring along on a scavenging run for the ammo or ingredients for delicious potato salad, and who will you use to fight off the zombies attacking your base. People on Steam are saying that this game has probably the closest feeling to The Walking Dead show, and a very positive review score is a proof of that. The Pale Beyond. You never wanted to lead this expedition, but here you are. Stuck on and in the ice, your captain is missing and you are stranded miles from civilization. Someone has to take charge, and that is you, unfortunately. Because, knowing you now, everyone is certainly doomed. You will have to manage your resources, balance safety and morale, make the hard calls and head in the only direction you can, through the Pale Beyond. Keeping your crew and your dogs safe, fed and warm during the expedition is mandatory. Surviving on the ice will matter little in the face of a mutiny. Every vote will count, so keep the crew, at least the majority of it, on your side. Or you will hang and someone else will take the lead, but that won't be your story anymore. This is a wonderful, story-rich game. I can recommend it for everyone who likes games like that without a doubt. In other waters, story begins when Ellery is called to the planet Gliese, only to arrive at an abandoned base. She finds herself adrift in an ocean of secrets with little more than a malfunctioning diving suit and a strange AI to guide her. And you play not as an Ellery, as you already assumed, but as this AI. How the turns have tabled, huh? So you have to guide Ellery and keep her safe as you dive deeper and explore an underwater alien landscape. The planet's unique life and its dark history are yours to uncover, and the bond between you and Ellery will be tested by the secrets you learn. People are talking that this game floats somewhere between an art project, a work of fiction, and an experiment in minimalist UI design. I absolutely agree, and I will add the fact that this game is awesome, and if you like stuff like that, you should definitely try it out. Kingdom Come Deliverance. If you take Skyrim and strip it of dragons, trolls, elves and magic, you might get a very boring game. Not as boring as your sister, but really, you may think that it would probably suck. But these Czech developers who created Kingdom Come Deliverance managed to make a realistic medieval Skyrim-like game that is not only not boring, but is one of the most famous open-world games nowadays. It has a great story, interesting missions and a really beautiful world set in an ancient part of nowadays Czech Republic. So grab your wooden sword and show everyone how to fight. Well, I'll be honest, this game is terribly hard at the beginning. A simple drunken peasant will destroy your dignity at ease. The learning curve is not friendly at all, but you will learn, everyone learns. You're not worse than everyone, right? Although in general, the harsh reality of a level 1 villager that decided to become a warrior is not very pleasant, like in any game. And combat here is very realistic. I'm not kidding, some duels against stronger foes can span 15 minutes or even more. Here you will really feel like a lone warrior fighting for your life. Immersion definitely over 9000. Pentiment. This game looks kinda dumb, but it's made by Obsidian Entertainment. Yeah, the same guys behind Pillars of Eternity, Fallout New Vegas, The Outer Worlds, and many others. This is a narrative-driven historical game focusing on character development, with heavily stylized art and choice-driven storytelling in early 16th century Bavaria. You will play as Andreas Moller, a clever illustrator caught up in a series of murders in a secluded abbey over the course of 25 years. You will be responsible for conducting your own investigation to decide the fate of the community, but each decision will have lasting consequences and draws you closer to the center of underlying conspiracy. People on Steam are saying that the writing is top quality, art style is amazing, and animations are great. And yeah, the game has an overwhelmingly positive review score as well. Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. A broken Celtic warrior embarks on a haunting vision quest into the Viking hell to fight for the soul of her dead lover. Well, at least she thinks it is happening that way. The game is created in collaboration with neuroscientists and people who experience psychosis. Hellblade's Senua's Sacrifice will pull you deep into a Senua's mind, and that mind is a crazy one, so the game is a pure mindfuck. You will never know what is real and what is not. The one fact you will know for sure is that this is a beautiful game. Graphics are almost photorealistic, so if you are a sucker for an eye candy, this game definitely delivers that. Age of Mythology Extended Edition. Game takes place in the lost land of Atlantis and focuses on famous Nordic, Egyptian and Greek legends. Age of Mythology Extended Edition comes along with the expansion and the additional Golden Gift campaign, and that is nice. In the game you will train and use mythological creatures like Minotaur, Cyclops and other well-known monsters invented thousands of years ago. Yeah, back in the days it was really easy to impress. If you put a cow's head on a man's body, everyone was like,
"Oh wow, so inventive, are you a genius?"
Or if you drew a man with one eye instead of two, that was the pinnacle of the creation back then. And now we look at all these bosses in the Elden Ring and we're like,
That is fine, I guess.
Anyway, in Age of Mythology you can call upon the gods for assistance in flattening enemy towns with meteors, punish your puny enemies with lightning storms, or drown them in the ocean of their own tears. The Gunk. This is an action-adventure game in which you play as one of two gritty space holes. As you are struggling to bring in funds, you chance upon an untouched planet brimming with life. You came in search of valuable resources and it looks like you hit the jackpot. But as you uncover the dormant secrets of a shattered civilization, you must battle the curse of a toxic gunk parasite. You will use your trusty power glove to reverse the corruption, uncover secrets of old and heal the planet. Also experience the evolving relationship of the crew as you explore this unique world. The game has a very positive review score, so it may be a good choice for your evening. Pillars of Eternity Definitive Edition. You can't find this one in the search bar. You have to click on a simple Pillars of Eternity release and then you will find a bundle here. This is a great deal. For this price you will get the main game and all the DLC, so you'll have a complete game in one package. Pillars of Eternity is a great title, and if you like classic Baldur's Gate or Icewind Dale games, you probably have heard about the game already. Pillars came to life after an unbelievably successful Kickstarter crowdfunding campaign, which raised more than $4 million. That is 4 times more than you have face mites now crawling on your face. Yes, this is a wisdom you never wanted to possess. Now go and share it with your family members, don't be alone in this. So in Pillars of Eternity you become a hero and save people from a scary phenomenon known as Hollowborn. People are being born without a soul. Well, I guess that everyone is affected except people with specific hair color. You know, you can't lose what you don't have. Second part of the game is also discounted, but they are kinda similar in graphics and story quality, so if you never played the first part, don't skip it. Halo Wars Definitive Edition. Title includes improved graphics, new achievements and all the DLCs from the original game. Here you can experience the campaign or compete in online multiplayer battles. It is a surprisingly solid traditional base building RTS. Game has 91% of positive review score on Steam. It's hard to ignore this number, it may not be a masterpiece, but it's definitely one of the best RTS games out there. The downside is that almost nobody is playing online anymore. You have to have a friend to test your might in PvP matches, or you know, a mother-in-law. Also, I have to stress out that the game is oriented for those who know what Halo is, but the knowledge is not necessary to play. Shadow Tactics Aiko's Choice. The game is a standalone expansion of the Shadow Tactics franchise, meaning that you are not required to have the main game to play it, and that Aiko's Choice is a full game with no strings attached. It is set in Japan around the early Edo period. Aiko's Choice is a stealth strategy where the main protagonist is a master of camouflage and distracts enemies disguised as a geisha. But it's not the only character you will be able to control. An agile ninja, mighty samurai, young thief, wise marksman and perverted penis doctor joins your cause as well. Well, maybe not the latter, but you never know who is gonna jump to your aid unexpectedly. Tower of Time. This is a story-rich dungeon crawler with innovative real-time combat that lets you pause or slow time, and here you have to turn on your brain if you want to succeed. And I mean it, every battle is specially designed to be a tactical puzzle, so it might be a bit challenging, or impossible, depends on your IQ I guess. Well, you can always adjust the difficulty, but that is an instant insult to your brain power, isn't it? Also because of that, the game is really suitable for fans of the genre and not so friendly for new players. Tower of Time will burn about 50 hours of your boring lifetime as you enjoy handcrafted levels and interesting story. Here you'll also find thousands of pieces of loot and equipment. We happy few. This is the tale of a plucky bunch of moderately terrible people trying to escape from a lifetime of cheerful denial. In this alternative 1960s England, conformity is key. You'll have to fight or blend in with the drug-addicted delusional inhabitants, most of whom don't take kindly to people who won't abide by their not-so-normal rules. In other words, you are in the world of psychos, and you have to stay alive somehow. Reminds me of good old school days back in my youth in a fresh post-Soviet Lithuania. So here you'll discover the city's dark history as you play through the intertwined narratives of three rebellious citizens, each with their own strengths and weaknesses. Although many people are displeased about the change of narrative, for most of us jumping from one character to another is too big of a change and is annoying, so keep that in mind. Megaquarium. This is a theme park management tycoon game with an aquatic twist. You'll need to design your displays, look after your animals, manage your staff and keep your guests happy. Starting just with a few tanks and the most basic of livestock, you'll grow your aquarium to a glass metropolis filled with hundreds of guests and staff. The game features almost 100 different marine species including fish, sharks, crustaceans, corals, jellyfish and other invertebrates and turtles. Also giraffes, elephants and even a Spinosaurus. Yeah, they don't come with an original game, but the modding community is huge, so you can literally have a theme park of extinct marine fauna if you want, or you can mod the game yourself and make your own animal. Called Bearopotamus or even Potatosaladosaurus is a preferred creation. Ryse, Son of Rome. Another game with a ridiculous price tag. Ryse looks like God of War, Shadow of War and Assassin's Creed smashed together, and that is never a bad thing. He will take on the role of a Roman soldier who joins the army to avenge the slaying of your family and then become a hero who must fight to save the Roman Empire itself. Well, we all know that the Roman Empire is no more, so spoilers, you failed, but in the end it doesn't really matter what you did or didn't. All it matters that you had fun by killing hundreds of enemies and did that in satisfying manner. People on Steam are talking that Ryse, Son of Rome is really nice. The game is short, sweet and enjoyable. A very positive review score left by tens of thousands of buyers can confirm that with ease.
And now, thank you for watching, have a nice day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.